Hello, sweet girl. Hello. You need a little something before we go. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna sneak past you here because I gotta blow my nose. Oh, it's moving around from place to place, making my allergies go crazy. Plus, it doesn't help that it's like freaking dry out here. Yeah, Colorado was the same way. Colorado was the same way. There we go. Here. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Need to drink a little water, and we're gonna go. And we'll see how well this stream goes. Last time I was here, we were able to stream pretty good. Let's see if it'll work this time. I cannot believe how there is like nobody out here. Like nobody out here. It's just crazy. Last time we were here, and of course it was closer to the weekend. This is, we rolled in yesterday, late yesterday on Tuesday, because we left to roll over here after our run. It took us about 6.5 hours, 7 hours to get here. Oh, but I had to get out of Colorado. I loved running in the San Juans, but it was freaking ridiculous trying to, well, a couple things. Because it's Hard Rock Week, trying to find a place to park after we would go to a trail and run, because you weren't going to find a place to park next to the trails. They were completely taken over by people there for Hard Rock, as well as just other people just out there, which big difference between, it seems, every other state. So Arizona, Montana, Utah, like on a Monday or Tuesday, you want to go find a place to go camp or whatever, you're gonna have your pick of whoever. Not the same in Colorado. So busy, like just ridiculous busy. And then if you did find a spot, I need to get rid of this. If you did find a spot, and then you oof, that is so dirty. I have so many things to tell you people about our trip yesterday as well. We'll see if I can fit it all in as we go here. Hopefully we can find the trail. If not, we can just go up this way a little bit. In fact, I might just do that. Which means we're going to be running back down. No, we'll just head over this way to find the trail. It's not too far from where we're camped. We are in the North Rim area, the Kaibab Plateau. There's our nice little spot. The only thing that sucks about this spot is I don't have much. I have these trees here. Until the sun gets to be right there, I'm not getting any charge on my solar. The one bad thing about being we're pretty much every night in Colorado, we were there right around 1 o'clock, all the thunderstorms rolled in every single day, which is the best time for me to get charge on my vehicle. You coming? Okay. Which is the best time to get a charge on my solar. Whoa, what is going on here? Hold on, everybody. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. All of a sudden, my gimbal decided it wanted to. There, we'll try and retighten it. Okay, there we go. That was weird. All of a sudden, my gimbal just collapsed on me. Don't know why. But yeah, on top of not being able to find a place, then I can never get my battery to charge. I've been limping along on my battery because I couldn't get a full solar charge. And I only need like 2 hours. And it will completely charge up my batteries because I got 400 watts of charging power there. Did you find the trail? Is that the trail? I don't think she found the trail. We want to head down that direction though today. I'm going to try and go that direction next day. Oh, that might be. She might have found the trail. I don't think so. I think that's just a road. No, that is the trail. She found the trail. Look at that. See, I told you the trail wasn't very far away. I'm pretty sure this is definitely the trail. I guess we'll find out if we find a marker, but if anything, it'll run into the trail. This might be the old road. It was on the map, but I think this is the actual trail. So I guess we better start running. But it's gonna be a nice, easy run today. Hopefully the video should stay. The cell tower's right over there. I just don't know if we're gonna go behind like down a little draw or on the other side of a hill or anything. But we're gonna keep going. I love the sand bonds. It was nice I really needed to be up at high altitude, but we're at 8,000 feet here, so it's not too bad. A lot better than I'm going to get back in Montana right now. So, I actually don't know as if this is the AZT, which is the Arizona Trail for those that don't know. I guess if this ends, then I know it's not the AZT, and I just need to keep going a little bit more east, and we should run into it. We'll go this way. Anyways, we tried to, I don't know if anybody saw my Instagram post, but we tried to get to Handy's Peak, but it just didn't. This must be the trail. Somebody was on a bike, or there's foots. I see footprints. Pretty recent. Maybe that's what she was barking at this morning. It looks like a motorcycle though. And I thought the AZT was non-motorized. We'll find out. Going this way. There's so many like roads and everything back in here. Some of them are shut down, some of them are not. It's so hard to figure it out. I would guess and say since I see footprints. Maybe this we're just gonna keep going. It's definitely not a regular bike. I guess it could be a big wheel. Somebody has a big wheel. I didn't even know if you're supposed to have mountain bikes on this, but because I know portions of the Arizona Trail you're not allowed to have mountain bikes on. I'm not sure how far this is going to go. We should be about 2 miles to the highway, which would be a 4 mile out and back. We could cross the highway and continue on for a little ways, but I don't know. But anyways, we tried to get to the Handy so that she could get a 14er under her belt. she's never been above whatever. Well, technically she's been above Mount Humphreys, whatever that height was, like 12. What was that? Like 12.2 something. Now she has been up to, because we made it to the top of Cinnamon Pass. I think it's Cinnamon Pass. I might have done it wrong I kept saying Cimarron Pass too, but I think it was Cinnamon Pass. I think I put in my IG post Cinnamon Pass, but then I was like second guessing myself. Is it really Cinnamon Pass or is it Cimarron Pass? I don't know. We made it to the top of that, which is like 12.7 or something like that. And then you have to drop way down. You have to drop about 1,500 feet, and then that'll take you to the gulch. Running around like a crazy girl. I'm not seeing the signs for the AZT. That's why I'm second guessing with whether this is AZT or not. But I see lots of footprints. And people hike the AZT all the time, so I'm gonna guess and say this is it. Oh, my legs are a little stiff, so that's why I'm not running a whole lot. Even though this is downhill, I should be running. Anyways, we crested the top of Cinnamon Pass, I think it is, and started going down, and there was some cuts in the road from the runoff that were very severe. And we made it through the first ones. I was like, oh, we can make it through that. And you kind of go around a corner to where you can see the rest of the road going down then at that point. And all I could see was reflections off of the road where streams of water were running down it. And I was like, where's she at? Oh, she's way up there. Ooh, it is getting warm out here already now. But I was like, I knew I'd be able to make it down. Now my van does have all-wheel drive, and if I change modes, it's almost as good as four-wheel drive that I ever had in my truck. But I wasn't worried about going down. It was coming back up. Looking at that, I was like, if that keeps running with the storms we've been getting, all that kind of stuff, then it was not going to be, it would be iffy if we were going to be able to get back up. Plus the fact that at that point I had just over a quarter tank of gas, which if the road was decent and we had no issues, then I had plenty of gas. I mean, wouldn't even get down to the quarter of a tank, because it's only like 10 miles maybe on the road. And from that point we only had, AZT. We are on the AZT. Okay, there's a road right there though. Well, it is a road, but it's closed. Okay, no motor. Yeah, it says no motor vehicles. So somebody had a motorcycle on that. I'd be pissed. So the AZT must join with this road then, which it does off and on for this stretch and going the other way. It's actually on an actual road for a couple miles. Where'd my dog go? Is that her way the fuck up there? Yeah, it is. So I didn't chance it. We turned around and I was just gonna come. Well, I needed to get a run in, and I was already frustrated with trying to find a place to stay and all that, so I was already just going to be like, well, not only finding a place to stay, this place we found the last night, actually, I probably could have got that again because it was kind of an area where nobody really wanted to go. Like, one, the road to get there was kind of hidden. I only saw it because of my Onyx maps. And then two, although somebody did wander in there that night, like late at night. It was like midnight. And and it's just a short road. You can see me from the highway parked. That's the other thing, is I'm only like maybe 100 yards from the highway. So a lot of traffic noise, even though that road doesn't get very busy, going between, especially at nighttime, between Silverton and Durango. Where's she at? She's still way up there. Okay. That's the nice thing about being here too, is with the trees being a little more open, I can see her when she's a quarter mile ahead of me. Although I did finally order a new collar and a new air tag so that if I need to, I can keep track of her. But, anyways, so I decided we'll just go to that trail that we ran yesterday, which was beautiful. We had I didn't quite make it as far as I wanted to. Mostly because it was further than I figured it was, looking at the map. I thought going about 4 miles in, we'd hit all the junctions. We went 5 miles in and we were still a good mile and a half away from all the junctions. And I think it would have just been gorgeous to see. Ooh, I might lose you guys because I'm going to be going down into a little draw here. So stay with me. We're going to climb back up the other side. But it is a good thing that we're heading this way because I'm going to have to poop. And there is an outhouse, a pit toilet down here. So the trailhead will be good. I bet you this road is closed because this is horrible. That is definitely a motorcycle track. Somebody was on there in a motorcycle. They're not supposed to be. Well, that road is, as far as I can tell, still open. That's crazy. Yeah, if it's still open, there's a lot of things around here. Huh. Well, we get at least a little vert to go back up that. Oh, my dog is waiting the fuck up there still. She was tired after yesterday's run. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay. Forest Road 205 is 8 miles. Big Ridge Tank is 1 mile. Oh, we're only half a mile away from the trailhead, so we're not even. I thought we were 2 miles in. Nope. We were just over a mile. So we might have to go past the highway a bit. Even though at some point the trail is supposedly closed because of the burn. There's a big sign that said forest is closed. Forest roads and the forest itself is closed. And the Arizona Trail goes through a big portion of that. Yet you still have people doing FKT attempts on the Arizona Trail. Makes me wonder, like, how are they doing that? In fact, coming up here in, what is it, September or October, some time frame? Why is my dog going way up there? Is another attempt. This must still be the AZT, but I thought the AZT was single track up here. It's not. There's a forest ranger place up here too. So, needless to say, that's why we're in Arizona now, in the North Rim area. And I was very pleased when we rolled in to see absolutely nobody here. And again, the reason why I chose this is because we're at 8,000 feet and I won't get a lot of vertical. At this point, I just need miles. Oh, there's somebody parked right here. There you go. Somebody camped out here. But just need miles. I should be able to do pretty good, decent miles here. camping spot. This is the main road though. I think we might have lost the trail actually. Well, we can go back this way. I know where this road goes, so. And then we can jump on the trail coming back. Definitely said to go this way though. I'm so confused. We'll go this way. Like I said, I know where this road goes. I've been on this road. Yep, there's the trailhead and everything up here. So the trail is actually over this way. So we'll take it on the way back once we find it, but I am going to stop up here and use the restroom. Ooh. Yeah, I can feel my legs a little tight. I've actually stayed right here before in the middle of winter because it was the only place you could get to because everything was all snow packed and everything. And so we slept there. That's a dog or what that is. But usually we use the rest area while somebody's either cleaning it or using it or something. But we can wait till I come back and it'll be okay. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out where this trail goes, okay? There's a little doggy. Hello. Oh, jeez. Come on. That's not, come on. Yeah, we gotta go across the way over here. Yeah, see, here's our trail. I don't know where we lost it at. This is our trail. So we jumped off it at some point, but we're gonna, yeah, the Eastern View, 30 miles. That's crazy. But I do want to do that at some point. Okay, we're gonna go down a little bit further. So we gotta get at least a few miles. We did drive down to where there's another trailhead down on the far end where this joins up with 67, and we ran a little ways there. Okay, hold up, because this is a highway and it's very, very busy. So we do not want to get hit. Although right now it doesn't seem to be too bad. Hold up, Nessa, wait. Come on, Nessa, come. Hurry, Nessa, come on. It's clear, come on. No, I've never been over on this side. Almost over here. Sinkhole is 4 miles. Joe's Reservoir, Forest Service BLM boundaries, 14 miles. I do know where that's at. I thought about going there, but you're down on the you're down on the bottom. But it looks like a cool area because you're kind of in between the little plateau that makes up the Vermilion Cliffs and then the Kaibab Plateau. And it's kind of down in a little deserty area, which actually looks pretty cool. So I did think about going down there and then just running up the trail. So I definitely get some vert. I get about 2,000 feet, a little more than that maybe. I don't know how. The Kaibab starts to get a little bit lower and lower as you get that direction, but I was a little awkward with that lady there doing, I don't know what she was doing. It wasn't cleaning it, she's just sitting there smoking a cigarette. It's like, what? Doesn't matter if it stinks, it's gonna stink in there. It's a freaking toilet, dumbass. She was obviously just parked there to use it. But she's sitting there smoking a cigarette, which, if anybody knows anything about pit toilets, you do not smoke a cigarette inside there. You're gonna blow yourself up because it gives off methane gas. But we're gonna go at least another, I don't know, we might go another mile maybe. But we'll see. See how we're feeling. I do have to poop, but I can, it's not like a big urge. So we can hit that on the way back and hopefully she's gone. Just hanging out there. It's definitely getting warmer out here. That's for sure. Hey, you're wearing yourself out. You're all tired because you're running around like a crazy girl. Ooh. I can breathe like way better. Although, so the run yesterday, I think we were at just shy of 11,000 feet when we started, like at 10:09 or something like that. And it's about like within the first mile, you're climbing. That's where most of the climb is. And I was so winded. And I was like just struggling with that high altitude. So it was definitely the altitude that got me at Kendall Mountain, because it felt the exact same. But I think I'm getting a little more used to it, because after about 2 miles or so, 3 miles, I felt really good. Like I was breathing good, and there was like some rollers, you know, about as steep as this is, that we had to go up, and I was able to run up the whole thing and not really breathe that hard. It just takes me about 3 miles to get warmed up is all. Now here we're about 3,000 feet lower. I should be able to breathe a lot better than I am now, but that's okay. I did feel like I was, like last night, I felt like I was definitely sucking in a lot more oxygen than I was earlier when we were in Colorado. That's for sure. Because there's even times like that first night when we were up at, well, the first night we were about the same elevation as Silverton, where we just had to find a place to park. Found a place, super dusty, like, and busy. That freaking gravel road, which eventually goes up to the backside of where we ran yesterday. But we're about 4 miles probably still from that. But that road was busier than the freaking highway where we were parked the other 2 nights. It was so crazy. Oh, that's a little plane. Still looks like some sort of passenger plane because it has like lots of windows. So I was like, it doesn't sound like a little Cessna. What does this say? Wildlife tree. Saved for their food and shelter. Well protected. Okay. Where'd the dog go? But anyways, after Kendall Mountain, and that night, I almost just came straight here just because, oh, there's my dog. Just because of how hard it was to find a spot that first night. And it was only getting busier because that was the beginning of Hard Rock Week, and more people were showing up. And we drove around for a little bit to check things out. And then I was like, well, so we found the one spot, not the best spot in the world, but it was okay for me. Most people, I could care less about the highway noise. It doesn't bother me. And it wasn't that bad, but that was at about 10,500 where we were parked there. Now, next day, we just did just a easy, it wasn't even maybe a 1.5 mile walk is all we did, because my glutes were so freaking sore. Actually, my calf muscles were pretty sore too from all that climbing on Kendall. Well, the calf muscles were from the climb. My glutes were because I just completely bombed it down Kendall as fast as I could, and that took my glutes took a lot of pounding. My quads, which are pretty strong, they were fine, but my glutes, whoo boy, they took a beating. So sore. So it was pretty much just to at least do something. And that's all we did would have been when we had people who roll in and then have to turn right around because it's a dead end. So they were literally only able to go about 50 feet past us. Like I said, you can see us from the highway. There's no way you wouldn't have been able to see us. But anyways, and then that was when I decided we were going to try to hit handies. But I have a little bit of remorse because in all actuality, I probably easily could have made it down and back up. But I just didn't want to chance it. And then like if I had a winch or something, I would have felt better, but I'm trying to pinch pennies and I'm saving up for my winch. Just haven't quite done it yet. But I think we probably could have made it down there, in all actuality. Now, coming back, probably could have made it. Definitely would have been, like, just going back up the part that we did go down was a little iffy, because with the way that ravine was cut, and it was so deep that my front bumper almost touched the other side as my front wheels sank in. And so I kind of went at it, one front wheel, then the other front wheel. And luckily, my all-wheel drive, like I said, when I put it in that one mode, it's almost like four-wheel drive with posi lock. And it was able to grab and pull me through. But yeah, I was literally on just two wheels, opposite, one front wheel and then the opposite back wheel at one point. as we were pulling up it. But I don't know as if we would have made it all the way to the top either, because the storms rolled in a lot quicker than they were supposed to. Oh, there she is. I was walking because I was trying to figure out where my dog was. It's very runnable. But anyways, storms rolled in a lot earlier than they were supposed to, so probably a good thing. And then the runoff would have been even worse trying to get out of there, so probably a good thing. Although we probably could have exited a different way too, but which would have been fine as long as we would have been able to get out that way. I think we probably could have gone around and gone to Engineer Pass, but I don't know if that would have been any better. Oh, Trail 101, what? Is it a different trail? There's no, that must be, maybe this road is maybe Trail 101. We're just gonna go, I think we'll just go to the 3 mile mark. We're at 2.2 right now. So we'll just go to 3 miles and turn around and come back. 6 miles is good enough. My legs actually feel good. My glutes feel good today. Like, I can still feel my glutes yesterday. But my legs actually feel good. So I just need to get about 50 miles this week. Anything over 40 I'll be happy with. I'm not going to be too concerned. I mean, I figure if Jamil can go in to Hard Rock with barely even hit 40 miles a week for such a long time. Although this week he said he's hit quite a bit, probably close to 90 or 100 miles. Or last week, I guess it would have been. Trail 101. So confused. Huh. She's probably gonna need some water. She's not gonna like it when we turn around to come back. She hates out and backs. She always looks at me like, and it's funny because she used to always like get to a certain point and then be like, okay, let's turn around and go back just to get back to the vehicle. Now it's like, if I turn around and go back, she's like, why can't we just go in a loop? This is just a change, within the last year. I don't know what it is, but it could be because we've done so many loops now that she trusts me that if we keep going, we're gonna get back to the vehicle. Yeah, she's not happy about doing out and backs. Like yesterday, even though I knew she was going to be really super tired, I turned around to come back and she looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing? So I got onto here, I'll give you some liquid refreshment up here in half a mile. Just keep going. I don't remember what it's called. Free fantasy trail, something like that. Basically, it's like fantasy football for trail running. So I got on that to make my picks for Hard Rock, and I saw that they added the race I'm doing onto their Speedgo 50K. And so I got on there just to see my ranking, and oh my goodness, because they're not using which makes sense, they're not using ultra sign up rankings because it's not on ultra sign up. So they're using UTMB performance index scores. And so I got down there to look and see where I was at. And like my performance index was like 418 or something like that. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna increase that enough to bypass the lottery. So I scrolled down and they only showed the first 150 entrants. So I wasn't even on the page because it only went down to like 500 and something. So I couldn't scroll down far enough. So I was like, well, so I went to show all entrants. Went down to the 400s. I wasn't there. I'm like, what the hell? Why am I not on here? So I logged into UTMB. My performance index score is actually increased. So I'm like 5, I don't remember what it was, like 5 something, 540 something or somewhere around there. So I think I'm on the first page, but still, that tells you that my ranking, I'm like, if I finish in the top 150, I will be doing good. And here, when I first started this training block, I thought I would have a more successful training block, that kind of stuff, to where I was really, really going to try and be in the top 10. Like I was going to give it everything I had to be in the top 10. But I'll still push myself pretty hard. But my goodness, this is a tough race. I knew it was a tough race. I knew it was considered one of the toughest 50Ks in the world. But now, after watching different videos, no, leave it. Looks like a little bunny rabbit or something leg. But now after watching different videos and stuff on it, and one of the people that I would definitely take advice from, Seth DeMore, when he ran it afterwards, saying, don't ever run this race. It is just pure punishment. When they designed it, they did it to make it as tough as possible. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to be. But when the 28K has the same number of running stones as the 50K, because they're taking out the easy part, really, that's all they're doing is just taking out the easy miles, then you know it's a tough race. But it definitely has, this will be the most vertical I've ever done in a race, and even more than the canyons. The Canyons destroyed me. Of course, I wasn't nearly as fit or anything on that. But basically, it's about 5 Kendall Mountains. Oh, no, not quite 5. So I made a mistake. The other issue I had with Kendall Mountain, I went into it thinking I only had to do about 3,000 foot of vert. It was 4,000 foot, like just shy of 4,000 foot, right around 3,800. Just because I can't do math. I knew the top was just over 13,000, and I knew the base elevation was about 9,200. For some reason in my brain, I was like, oh, so it's just shy of 3,000. Oh, just shy of 4,000, dumbass. And I did not. Oh, it is warm out here. Now I really have to poop. I got about 2 miles. 2 miles to get back in order for me to do that, and hopefully that lady's gone. I didn't want to tell her that. Probably the reason why it stinks in there too is because if you leave the lid open and the door open, the fumes they go inside of the outhouse, not out the pipe. If you shut those things, the fumes go out the pipe. But anyways, it wasn't until I was, I don't know, probably mile 5, still had a mile to go, and I looked at my watch and I was at 3,000 feet of vert already, and I was like, what the fuck? So then I started doing the math, and I was like, why? Because it was steeper. I thought, I was like, oh, this would be a lot more runnable. Well, when you add an extra 1,000 foot of vert, it makes it steeper. And there was some spots that were runnable that I couldn't run because the elevation was getting to me. But there was some spots too that were so steep. And because I was doing so much walking or power hiking, I was pushing it as fast as I could, power hiking, but because I was doing so much of that, I didn't notice how steep some of those sections were going up. But when I was bombing it downhill and I'd hit those steep sections, I could tell because there was everything I could do to keep from going ass over tea kettle. Oh, we must be getting to another road up here, which will probably be about our turnaround point. Right here is our turnaround point. We'll just go until there's something up here. Must be a road. Now we're just gonna go right here. I'm gonna set this down and get her a drink, and then we're gonna turn around. Okay, come here, Nessa. Come here, I'm gonna get you a drink. Okay, we're gonna head back and we're gonna climb up this hill. You're gonna take a little rest? Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Enjoy the shade. Enjoy that shade. And hopefully that lady's gone so I can take a poop. Yeah, hopefully the lady's gone so I can take a poop. This is what I have to deal with. Now that she got a drink and she's laying in the shade, she just goes whack-a-doodle on me. You ready to head back? Okay, let's go back. We're actually gonna end up with 2 more miles than I wanted to. She's looking at me like, why are you turning around? See? That's what she does. We're gonna go back. You're hot. There's lots of water in our van still, surprisingly. I guess not really surprisingly. We've only been, when did we leave? Thursday? So we're not even a week. Wow, so actually we're going through a lot more water than, well, I didn't fill it up right before we left. I filled it up actually a long time before that, so. This would be, I could run this, but she wants to walk. I always have to go her speed because she will not really give up, but she'll be like, she'll just lay down somewhere and be like, well, if you're gonna leave me behind, fuck you then. And then she'll just find some shade and just lay down. So I always try and let her set the pace. Not gonna lie, sometimes it just is frustrating. Oh, she wants to run a little bit, that's good. Because she's going so slow. And it's like, I can run, let's go. Like even this is a slow run, but it's only supposed to be like 80 degrees today, but I don't know what it is. It feels a lot warmer already. So the plan is we're going to stay here at least a couple nights. Not counting last night. Last night we just rolled in and I ate something really quick and we went to bed. Oh, so one of the stories I need to tell you about our trip yesterday. I didn't know what the most direct route to get over here was. I was like, I do not really want to, because I knew I could go from Durango down to Farmington in New Mexico and then take like I-40 across Arizona and then hit Flagstaff and then go up. Or I could go all the way back over to I-70, hit Moab and then head down, or hit the road going down to Moab and stuff and head down. And I was like, that'd take a long time. So is there another route? So I plugged it in the map. And you go through Four Corners. I've never been through Four Corners. Thought about stopping, but then when we got there and there was a line of vehicles waiting to get in, I was like, nope, not worth it. But before we even got to Four Corners, I started running uphill, so breathing a little heavier. But I'll keep running. If you want to keep running, I'll force myself to do it. I need to force myself to do it anyway. But I get a thing on my, I was using Apple Maps, saying, and I specifically remember, and I didn't, at the time I was like, what? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But when it's to choose the fastest route, there was a thing that said one of these roads has a warning for for flash floods right now. Are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, hey, that's fine. And then when I hit the go button, it said this route may contain unpaved roads. Are you still sure you want to do it? I'm like, well, we're on an unpaved road in Colorado where we were starting from, so way back in on the trailhead. So I was like, that must be the road they're thinking of. So I was like, okay, yeah, I do. No, leave it. Good girl. Yeah, she slowed down for that rabbit leg. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. Okay, well, let's keep going. Well, then we get, oh geez, I don't know how far out from Tuba City on US 160. And all of a sudden it's like, turn right on like state road, whatever. And I'm like, why are we turning right? Like at first I was like thinking, oh, it's just gonna take me to Tuba City. I'll have to hang a right. All good to go. Well, then which wouldn't have been a big deal. Like, actually, in all reality, in retrospect, would have been quicker. There's two things that would have been quicker, but that's the one thing that was probably quicker to go that way. But, so we get there and it's the Navajo National Monument, which, so we ended up driving through the Navajo National Monument, which was really cool. If you guys ever if you get a chance to stop there, definitely do it. I would even say go out of your way to stop there because it was really cool. It looked really cool. Well, it said drive through the monument thing and jump on Indian Route 221. I'm like, okay, so you're taking me on a county road basically. I'm like, this is a little weird. But we'll get there. This isn't even a gravel road. It is that red dirt, like what's on the trails at like Arches National Park type of road. Just soft, sandy, not even sandy, like, I mean, it's just like super like cake flour like road. And it's like, stay on this for 9 point whatever miles. And I'm like, where the hell are you taking me? And it was funny because there was a car that also turned off on that road to go to the National Monument that must have been using Apple Maps as well, and it gave them the same thing, probably trying to get somewhat the same route where I was going. But I doubt they were coming here. They're probably going to like Page or somewhere. But where they're going, they could have been going to Monument Valley and anyways. But I was like, where are you taking me? And that car also, like you could tell, we turned on the road and they drove for a little bit with hesitation. They entered the road because they saw me going, I'm guessing. And then they followed me for like maybe half a mile and then they just stopped. And they're like, what the hell? And I was like, well, I'm committed this far already, so I'm already 20 miles off of US 160 now. So we're gonna continue going. And it was a horrible road. And then eventually it did turn into a paved road for like the last 4 miles until you hit a state route, which I don't remember what the state route number was, and then you jumped on that, and that was a nice, well, I would say a nice highway. It was let's just say it was a paved highway, and we were able to do 65 miles an hour on it, but it was a rough road and really ruddy and everything. But we were on that thing for like freaking, I don't even know what it was, 90 miles maybe, until we hit and it ran right into Page. And then we jumped on 89 to go back south to then jump on 89A to come here, where we had to basically backtrack even further. And it's like, so the best part was, I guess I didn't say this. When we jumped on we got on the paved road before it hit the state route, I was like, if this state route intersects with 160, we would have probably only been about 10 miles off of 160. It probably would have only been about 10 miles to that intersection, which would have been 20 miles. So probably all we did was save like 5 miles distance, but it took us an extra 25 minutes because I'm pretty sure the maps thought that Indian road we were able to do 55, 60 miles an hour on, even though you could do 20 max. That's about all you could do. So it took us a long time to drive those 15 miles. Like 45 minutes. It took us 45 minutes to go that distance that we probably could have done in 20 minutes if we would have just stayed on 160 until it intersected with that other highway. And it's like, you're fucking ridiculous. Freaking Apple Maps. And then, just because of the backtracking and the traffic and all that kind of stuff, I'm still almost positive it would have been quicker just to go to Tuba City and then hit 89 and just head north instead of having to do that huge backtracking. But so there's the two things I was talking about where I think it'd be actually easier. Here, I'm gonna give you more water. You want more water? Set that down. Give you more water. Because you're obviously pretty warm. Good. Okay. I'll give you more when we get to the trailhead. Oh, went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, it went down the wrong pipe. Okay. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's get this done with so we can relax. Probably getting pretty good sun on my batteries right now, so by the time we get back, they should be charged, fully charged, and got just over a mile. No, we got about a mile left to get to the trailhead. They should be fully charged, and then I can turn my computer on, probably, because then I'll be getting a full run of the horse. I've been able to use my computer a lot, and it's getting frustrating. Because I don't know what's going on. Like, I ran my computer the other day, and it instantly drained my batteries, like, from 13.2 down to 12.3 in a matter of like 15 minutes. I was like, what the hell is going on there? That doesn't even make sense. Like, is my gauge wrong or something? And then because I had to do something, or had to do some stuff, which is why I had to log on my computer. Most of the stuff I just do on my iPad if I can. So I have to just turn my computer on, but I need my computer. And so then turn my computer off, and I, as quickly as I could. And at that time I was charging at like 280, which if I'm charging 280, I should be able to run my computer and still charge my batteries. But for some reason it wasn't. But well, that was nice. Didn't even notice I tried to get a phone call. I don't know if it messed up the stream or not. But anyways, but then like 20 minutes after that is when the storms rolled in. So I had zero charge on my batteries rolling into nighttime. And then I woke up and my alarm was going off because of low voltage yesterday morning. But luckily from where we were sitting, like as soon as the sun came up, it was charging pretty good. So it charged it enough to shoot even. By the time we got done with our run, my refrigerator was running again, because the refrigerator turns off when it gets to a certain voltage. So something was drawing my battery even a whole lot, because my refrigerator turns off at 11:05. It doesn't go anymore. Well, the refrigerator doesn't read my voltage properly, so what is 11.5 is actually closer to 11.8. Well, my alarm goes off at 10.9, like as soon as it drops below 11. You're talking about some storms coming in today. I see them now. They weren't joking. Hopefully that doesn't mess with my charging. Didn't look like it was supposed to be too bad. The next few days is supposed to be kind of stormy here, which is funny because that's the reason why I left Colorado. And now, because here was perfect weather, and now it's supposed to be the same here as it was in Colorado for the next like 3 days. And I looked at Montana. Montana's the same way, so it's just the nature of this time of year. Well, for one, it's the monsoon season, and the San Juans, like, so what I was experiencing over there, 1 o'clock every day, rain, the storms coming in and just being cloudy and rainy is the normal for this time of year. Montana, not necessarily as much. That's more like June weather, but I'm guessing because our June weather was more winter still, wasn't even spring like we had a late winter this year, just cold and snowy. I mean, we got snow only 2 weeks ago, so up in the mountains. But so I'm guessing that that's probably just making everything all. So the stuff we usually get in, late May, early June is now hitting now, which is in a way good because it's bringing more moisture, but also it increases the lightning strikes. And when you have more moisture, the grass grows more and then dries out because it goes to seed like this stuff. It's not that they don't have enough moisture here for it to keep growing, it just goes to seed, and so it's just the natural thing of what it does. It turns that way. But because they had a wetter spring, more grass, and then you have these storms come in, more lightning, and there's so much beetle kill in the mountains there that I am definitely worried about this year. Forest fires in Montana. They lucked out the last couple years. I mean, they still had forest fires, but not near as bad as we normally do. I think this is going to be a bad year. I tell you what, going down this trail this direction it just feels like, because it's not a straight line, it just weaves around, and it just feels like it goes forever. Going the other direction, well, I don't know from where we're at going the other direction. I haven't been on that section of the trail either. That's going to be my run tomorrow. So I'm going to try and live stream it as well. And I should be able to for a while. I think I will lose video at some point though. So I'm kind of right on the edge of where I have good signal. Like from where I'm sitting, I get 4 bars. But I can hear the highway, so we're getting close. But yeah, just like once you get a little bit further up, then this trail, I mean, it weaves around and all that, but you can actually, like, it follows the edge of the plateau, kind of, I guess you could say. So, you know, it's just not just weaving back and forth around hills. Whoa. I need to get on today and see if I can buy some of the new Caldera 6s. See if I can get them before my race. Because if I can get at least a couple runs in them and they feel good, I'm going to use those. Versus the only other option is probably these. My Caldera 5s are still got some life to them, but they're definitely got many miles on them. I ran my 100K, well, a portion of my 100K in those. I ran my last 50K in those. It'll be interesting. I don't know. But it has the same foam now on those as the Catamounts do. Oh, you cheater! You were such a cheater. She actually just said, F you, I'm going through the gate without you. Normally, we get to something like this and she's like, come open the gate for me. What's the word? Lackey? Come here, lackey. Open the gate for me. Okay, you wait for me. You're not gonna get hit on that highway. Hold up. Oh. I can't tell if the lady's still here or not. People are a bunch of fucking idiots on this road. So literally to the left here is right where it changes to 55 because you're climbing the plateau and it's really windy. So it's 30 for most of it and then 45 the last couple miles and then it finally turns to 55. Well, then people get crazy because it's also passing zone. Just right when it's still the 45. So by the time they hit here, a lot of times they're doing like 80 or 90 because they're like, I got stuck behind this car that was actually doing this. Hold up. Hey, wait. Okay, let's go. Come on. so independent-minded, thinks that she can do everything herself. But she's not smart enough to cross a road. If we're running down a street and a car slows down next to us to stop at a stoplight or make a right turn, any of that stuff. Oh, good, the lady left. She's like, oh, you're stopping to say hi to us. It's like, and she'll start running towards the vehicle. I'm like, no, dumbass, they're not. Okay, well, good news is I'm gonna take a poop, even though I don't have to go quite as bad as I did half hour ago. But one thing I have learned is when you're running trails out in the middle of nowhere, or if you're on a long run even on city streets, or you're living in a van, anytime you have an opportunity to use an actual toilet, do it. I'm just glad to see that it's unlocked. Last time we were here, it was not. And I had to use it. In fact, we were just driving through and I stopped here specifically to use it. And I couldn't. Okay, we're gonna set this down over here. You guys can look at this. Hopefully nobody drives in here. But you guys can look at the sign and investigate the Arizona Trail. water. Careful, you're sucking it down in your lungs again. Because you get drinking too fast. Yeah, you're drinking too fast. It goes down your lungs. Goes down your lungs. Okay. You need to burp yet? Okay, we're back. Here's where we are. This is that one trailhead I was talking about right there. Is where. So I've been from here this way for a while, and then way down here is where you still get down into the, you're not even at East Rim right here yet. So there's Big Ridge Tank. Oh, that's way past Murray's Lake trailhead even. Really? Big Ridge Tank? Didn't it say it was only like 8 miles? Oh, here's the section closure. So if we would have gone a little bit further, we probably would have been in the burn area. Closed, yeah. So this section says it's closed of the Arizona Trail. So how are these people still doing FKTs? And there's a big contest here coming up with 2 different sponsored people. I think one of them being, is it Brian McKnight maybe? And I don't remember who the other guy is, Jeff Browning or somebody, I don't know. This one doesn't have that on it, but it says Eastern View is 30. Yeah, 12 miles to the Highway 67. So we've almost made it to that. Gosh dang, how far did we go down that? We might have only gone 2 miles. That was just a short run that day. And then I've done tiny little pieces within this. And then I've done a lot of the Arizona Trail down by Flagstaff. And I think even actually a small portion of it down by Tucson. See, there's the road that intersected with this trail. So I don't know where we missed the trail marker for this over on the other side of this hill, but we did. So we're gonna go this way just so Nessa doesn't want to try and say hi to that other person camped out over there. Oh, by the way, I now know what she was talking about with it stinking in there. It smells like lacquer and all that because they just repainted everything. It looks like they put a new sealer on the floor. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wonder if they didn't just completely replace that whole thing, because I don't remember it being that nice. Ooh, after taking a break to poop, now going uphill is exhausting. It is nice to know, though, that I'm that close to it. So just a little over a mile. So if I feel like I want to poop later, I can just take a nice little walk down this trail because it's not very far, and she would enjoy that too, instead of having to go and dig a hole somewhere. So I'm not gonna lie, digging a hole out here is can be difficult, as rocky as it is. And life hack, always make sure toilet paper, and I carry toilet paper and a little Ziploc bag of wet wipes in my, like, flushable wipes in my vest at all time, because there was zero toilet paper in there. But since I had my vest with me, I had toilet paper. I need to buy some more before I just dipped into my last roll in the van too, so I hope this trail really weaves away, because we're going the wrong direction. Oh yeah, it looks like it's turning back. Getting a little worried there that we're heading back the right direction, or we jumped on this trail and wasn't gonna go back where we were at. But it's starting to turn. Oh, I gotta start making a shopping list, because as soon as so I drop her off Thursday morning. Well, Thursday sometime. It doesn't have to be in the morning, because I just need to get down to Salt Lake on Friday, and I will probably just stay the night a little bit out of just north of Salt Lake. I know a nice spot, and then drive, oh geez, it would be at least 2 more hours from there to get all the way up to Snowbird for packet pickup. So I gotta drop her off. Probably I'll go for a run Thursday morning with her. Not this Thursday, I'm talking next week. So we'll probably head back to Montana around either Sunday or Monday, because I might try and stop up in the Tushers, like stay here maybe till Friday, and then Friday try and find a spot next to some trails up at the Tushers, a little higher elevation, and then we can leave there and make it all the way back to Helen in one day, easy. And possibly do that on, like, leave there on Sunday or Monday, probably Monday. And then, because that'll be higher elevation than I'm at now even, because I should be able to stay at 10,000 foot. But then be there just to tie some things up, and then I'll have to make a trip down to Bozeman to pick up some stuff, like my mailbox and last minute, like Spring Energy and stuff like that from the running store, and then probably do that on Wednesday, because Wednesday won't be a big run day for me at all. And then Thursday we'll get just a short little run in. We might just go to the top of Mount Helena and then run Prospect down. Okay, so this is where the trail connects. Right here. Oh, So I completely missed. I looked right at this sign. I looked at this sign when we're standing on the road, and I was like, oh, it says to go on the road. I didn't even see the trail right here because it doesn't even hardly look like a trail. And I'm pretty sure she actually started running up that, but I looked up there and I was like, there's no trail there. Where are you going? This is Big Ridge Tank is 1 mile. So I'm confused by that map. I've just never been there. Okay, well, now I know where the trail goes. So you can drive down this road. It's still open. I wouldn't. That's one hell of a road, that's for sure. You can go that way too. I don't know if you can get over there. So that guy back there has probably the best camping spot because one, you're close to you have great signal. Actually, that other one is even closer to the trailhead would be pretty good too. But you have you're close to the pit toilet and you have good cell signal. See, I wouldn't want to drive up this. I don't even know as if I could get up this in the van. I probably could cross right there as long as I was wide enough or narrow enough to get up right here. But this is a lot like what the runoff on the road yesterday going down to Handy's looked like. It was that deep and cut, but it was going zigzagging across the road every 10 feet. And we made it through the first part. And then there was probably a good, like I said, half a mile with no runoff. The road looked okay, but you could see further down the next like mile and a half, because that's all it was about a mile and a half, was crisscrossed quite a bit, because you could see the reflection of the water on the road, because the sun had come up just enough at the right angle. And if that last mile was going to be just that, and then who knows, because then that's just to get to the road going up the gulch to the Handy's trailhead, and who knows what that road is like. I've never been on it, so I don't know. I almost didn't even attempt going up to the pass, because the turn there, I actually had to go down the road to Engineer Pass to a spot wide enough that I could do a 3-point turn and come back, because the turn was so eroded and tight. There was no way I was going to make the turn in my van. And you're cliffside right there on pretty much all that road going up to the pass. But I watched a Jeep going up it, because it was super like big boulders. So I watched a Jeep go up it, and he was able to go around the right side of this boulder, no problem. So I was like, well, if he can do that, I can do that. So then we headed up, and actually, once he got past that section, that was probably the nicest part of the whole fucking road until you got to the top of, well, it got towards the top of the pass. Then the road, again, you had to go through some pretty nasty erosion stuff. But the road actually down in the valley, or whatever you want to call it, up to that point from Eureka on, was worse to drive on than that, because it was just nothing but sharp, jagged rocks. And so it wasn't the fact that, like, the rocks weren't too bad, but it made my van sway back and forth as you were going over these rocks, tossing everything. Didn't matter if I had it buttoned down or not, it was throwing everything all around my back of my van. Just horrendous. That was actually the worst part of the road. And then up to that point, because it's only from there all the way to Silverton, just a nice, super smooth gravel road. And it's funny because it's a state road. It's not even a county road. It's an actual state road. State Road 2 or something like that. But the heat's getting to me. I've actually had a decent amount of gain. I got about half a mile left. But at Eureka, where that nice gravel ends, it's just a huge, like just monstrous, huge pile of gravel. And it's like, why can't you gravel the rest of this fucking road? I don't get it. Because it wasn't graveled at all. They had big signs saying, you know, high clearance 4x4 recommended. I have a decent clearance all-wheel drive van that, as long as I went slow enough, I mean, if I didn't have to worry about everything getting thrown about inside my van, I actually could have gone a lot faster. But even though I have it built out and everything, I couldn't go that fast. And then the thing with those cutouts is, being that my van's all built out, I have all that extra weight coming up. It's a lot harder than going down. Oh. Little miss, I'm so hot and tired up here, running around chasing chipmunks. It's like, how hot and tired can you be if you're running around like that? But I think she also knows that we're close to the van too, because I think if we go up over this next little rise here, we'll probably be able to see it. Because now we should only be about a quarter mile away. Well, this run is not going to be the fastest, because I've run maybe half of it, and I took a poop. So, oh my goodness. I remember we were going downhill, but I didn't remember we were going this far downhill. This is crazy. Is that the road I want? It goes back to my van? I think it is. We kind of went cross country though to find this. So I still don't see the van. Oh, that might be a road coming off when this was a road right there. Actually, that's why I can't see the van. Yeah, I'm coming. She keeps looking back at me like, are you coming, Slowpoke? Yeah, I am. This heat is getting to me. Even though, like I said, it's not that hot. But the warmest it got when we were in Colorado was like 70 something. And in the mornings when we woke up, like I took a picture of for my Instagram yesterday. When we woke up yesterday, it was 39. As we were driving up, it dropped down to 37. And then when we got done with our run yesterday, which it was out in the sun like this, well, up until the very end, when it started getting stormy out earlier than it was supposed to. And I felt bad because these old ladies, which we didn't run into them, so they made it back to the trailhead. But they asked me as we were running out, and this would have been about 10:30ish probably, and they asked me if I had any idea of when the rain would probably start, and I said, well, I figure anywhere from 1 to 2 has pretty much been daily, and that's what the forecast said too, was when it was going to start. Well, at 11:30, the first storm rolled in, and it didn't really rain that much. It rained a little bit, but I'm like, well, now I feel bad. But because they said they were going to turn around at 11, so I figured that was probably give them 2 hours to get back. And 11:30, it was already sprinkling. And it was a pretty good storm. She actually was a good trooper. She doesn't like thunder, but it was thundering. But she did okay. She's actually been doing better with the thunder here quite a bit. Even when we were in Helena and a huge storm came, just had some horrendous thunder. She just, before, like if we're in the apartment or anything like that, she would just start shaking. Oh, there's our van. Still in the shade. What do you know? She would just start shaking, which means my battery's still not charged. Okay. Nessa, our van's over there. Nessa. Hey, our van's right there. I think she missed it. Because then as soon as I pointed, she looked over and then she was like, oh, there's our van. And we just hit 6 miles. So, good. Yeah, good job, sweet girl. Good job. What time is it? Get out of my... Oh, it's 10. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get good sun for another hour, which looks like it'll be about right. Looks like it'll be above this tree right around then. I was just hoping that these clouds wouldn't be rolling in, which you can see coming in now. But, well, everybody, that's it for today's stream. Open the door so she can get a drink. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll stream again. We're going to go the other direction now on that trail and explore it a little bit. And tomorrow's will probably be a little bit longer. The video I'll probably lose the video because we'll be getting further away from the cell signal and also kind of going up and down in elevation. But oh, she just wants to lay in the shade. She doesn't want to drink. Oh. But anyways, for those of you that, I saw quite a few people jumping in and out during the stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we and her are going to relax. I don't know if I might try and get my Starlink to work maybe. I have pretty decent on my MiFi though. I might not worry about it. I just don't want to use my MiFi all up. anyways, thank you everybody for joining me today, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye guys, love you all. Bye.